Chairman Crandall, members of the board, and Superintendent Coleman. My name is Michael Clara. I'm a member of the Board of Education in Salt Lake City. I came here today to just alert you to an issue that has happened in our community or in our city on due to bus safety. It's a school bus safety issue. On June 3rd of this year, we had several students that were injured on the school bus because a hose that runs in the passenger compartment ruptured and sprayed a hot coolant on them and required hospitalization for 2 of the students. My concern is that I got involved in it because the parents called me a few days later because the school district wasn't answering their questions or responding to, how the injuries occurred and what the mechanism was. So I got involved. We were able to get the answers that we needed for the parents, but in the process of that, discovered that this is a nationwide problem. And indeed, about a week or 2 after this incident in Salt Lake City, the U.S. Department of Transportation issued a recall notice for these particular buses that were Bluebird buses, but it only issued a recall notice from 2008 to the present. And this bus that had the problem wasn't in the recall as of 2001. So through a series of emails back and forth with the bureaucracy in my district, my recommendation was that we fix the buses that have this same design, which eventually they did. And then one of my concern was that during this process, we were advised, the board was advised by the superintendent and the transportation people that none of our buses in our district were subject to the recall. I did a grammar request because I had information to the contrary, and indeed the grammar request reveals that we had 18 buses that were subject to recall, and as of today, they're still not fixed. So my concern, but there's no regulatory ability for the state of Utah to reach in and compel the school district to fix those buses. So that's what my concern is. I have a couple letters here in the interest of time that I'll pass out, and then they kind of just explain my frustration. One of them is to the superintendent of my school district, and the other one is to Superintendent Coleman. He and I had a conversation about this last week, and as I'm pointing out here is, I guess what I'm asking for, here you go. What I'm asking is that we look at, that somebody on the state office or in the state board look at this situation and see where our deficiencies are as a state. I believe Florida, in my research, has a really good model on regulating school bus safety. In closing, I just want to say that